morning, afternoon, evening. Suddenly called to do a reading today. Got a couple of things on the mind today. Want to go over. We're all learning together. That's how it is. And when we're called, we arrive. Let me light this incense here, if it wants to light. Couple of fun facts about today. Let's see. On January 5th, the largest planetoid, which is weird because that's what they call Pluto now, but the largest planetoid previously was found in the Kuiper Belt, which Pluto is part of, and it's named Eris, E-R-I-S, and it's about, I don't know, 1,500 miles across or so. And Eris is, in mythology, was tricked, as many are in the ascension journey. Just think, I got something over everybody else, and so now I'm going to use this magic to take advantage of others. And that is kind of what ends up, I think, tricking a lot of people into fame, and then they get wrapped up in a bunch of shit that they don't want to be wrapped up in. Well, and so I don't remember exactly, but she's like the goddess of deception and had turned to evil by the powers she was given. And let's see. I was called to do this, just having to look at the clock. One clock said it was 1:51. On my phone it said it was 1:44. And then I ended up looking at the Mayan calendar right then. And it came up and said that that the Mayan calendar on the winter solstice on December 21st, 2012, the calendar reset. At that time, I was laid up from a car accident that I have in a previous video that messed up my neck, which actually since Christmas has started to align. I'm not feeling the pain. So that's something, right? If it's all about coming back into alignment, damn. But it mentioned that that their calendar, each section is 144 days, called a Baktun. And so, interesting facts for the day. Let's see here. I've been cleaning house, and organizing, rearranging, throwing out shit. And I need a little piece of paper. This one shall work. And we just go with the flow for now, as evolution takes time, and there's no clean version. I mean, if it was a clean version, it'd just be, oh, look, it's a sculpture, Michelangelo. Nice. Everybody sees the same one. Okay. That's boring. I mean, it's cool to see it one time, but what goes if it's exactly the same every day? That's boring shit. So, at 3:51, let's roll some coins. What we got? Yeah, what's going on in the ethers today? 3, 4. We always start with a 7 almost every I think every single time I've ever done this for you. 8. 7. That one sounded like a dud. Clunk. Hope everyone's doing well today. Feeling pretty good. When I had some coffee with my mom. Now I don't drink that much coffee, but I had like 6 cups of coffee. Let's see. That was a couple hours ago. I've eaten since then. Had a couple glasses of water. Let's see. 8 again. 7, 8. 7, 8. 7. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Okay. Hey. It was my first thought. I was like, don't you give us a changing line. That's every single time it switches on the last one. Do not you do it. But we have 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. Whew. Simple. All right. Mind over matter. Let's see. Well, what do we got here? I think it's water over fire. It's fire over water. I don't know. Let's see. Page 14. It's a page with the guide on it. It is fire on water. Interesting. As the theme of today is Karen, the one that leads everyone across from the River Styx with some, if they can pay the ferryman with a gold coin in their mouth, and bringing over everyone from the other side in reverse, I guess. And day health freezes over. We got our first snowstorm of the year, really. And really, as far as I can remember, the only one of the winter here so far. I mean, I think it snowed other times, but I don't remember exactly. I mean, not really. This is probably the first snow. The day health froze over, and so we got fire on water. It's 64. Really? Well, since I don't have two, and to be able to add them together, but I do have my regular book, and then the book that came with the cards. And the book that came with the cards has different readings than the others. Since we're at 64, the last one, I'm going to read them both. Let's get a discernment here. Yeah, makes sense. It's unfinished. What's unfinished? If it's already done, or what's begun? The unfinished being carried out is a small fox almost finished making a crossing. If it gets its head wet, nothing is profited. When the unfinished business, the business isn't there. When the unfinished gets carried out, that means flexibility is balanced. It's good. It's a good day. It's on page 101 too, at the bottom of. A small fox almost finished making a crossing represents not having gone out of centered balance. See, unfinished. Finished. Started. Are we going? We're staying. If it gets its head wet, nothing is profited. This means not continuing to the end. Yeah, because what's the end? If you get to the end, then it starts over. So where I was going, as the axis that's moving along. Like I said, once it's done, okay, there's your Michelangelo. Everybody can come look at the Mona Lisa. It's the same as it was 200 years ago or whatever it was painted. Big deal. I mean, it's cool. You can't make another one like it, but we all need a part in the process. This is a situation where firmness and flexibility correspond, even though they're not in the right places. Oh, sounds good. Cultured people use prudence to distinguish things and keep them in their places. Okay, let's see what this one says on 64. This one says it's not yet across. See, this one's double divided. Fire dwells above stream. Oh, it's because they're doing it with cards, so that it's two given and not given. It's divided, so the book's divided. It's on page 44. If that means anything to you. Fire dwells above stream, not yet across. A noble one carefully differentiates between beings, so each can find its place. Right. So we all have to get to the source, and we all have to get to our places on stage together at the right time. But the stage and each of us are developing at the same time from different positions. And so there's no competition. I mean, there's only going to be one Macbeth. There's only going to be, one Napoleon. There's only going to be one of everything. And each one has to be paired with itself. And so that's the Noah's Ark thing of two of each animal. Yeah, it's two animals. If you're divided between two, then you're still a creature. But then it's a bent story on awakening how Noah, oh yeah, when you go without, oh, then you meet your light. But then that's where everything really gets divided, and that's been the curse upon the earth since the beginning. Is this dividedness and equality? But what's equality if we're all split up and shit? Fire above water won't cook anything. Better arrangements must be found for productivity. So this is about coming together and equality, and each is already equal with themselves, and finding their unequalness equal with the constellation of beings that we are. Just like the stars in the sky, they're all at different distances and whatever, but they hang there in their positions. None of our are competing or pointing at the other one going, hey, you're too bright, you're too far away, hey, you got my name, you know. And god damn, this motherfucker's smoking. Put this off to the side. I can't even see myself. A noble one has a respectful awareness of conflicting undercurrents. Right, Gio. Develop an understanding of how different elements in a complex situation fit together and find ways for people to relate harmoniously. Here we are. 64. Okay. Well, that all seems to go together with our speaking for today so far. To the side. And let's do something different today. What I'm doing is I'm pulling all the decks out and I'm putting them in stacks of 2 in crosses. That's what I'm guided to do right now. The spirit leads the way. And then I'm going to roll some dice to tell us which stack. Another die. And so on. As it comes out right now, as I'm speaking it, is I like to be in flow. Because who knows what the fuck they're doing? I surely don't. But it always comes together right and makes sense. But I'm always here by myself. So I'm tired of that shit. That's why I said to Donald Trump's, I hate Taylor Swift. I said, I hate McDonald's. How can I always have exactly what I need right when it's supposed to be there, and you're all the way over there, and I'm all the way over here, and you're telling me my truth, and it's perfectly in alignment, but then I can't kiss you, and we can't just snuggle up and go to sleep. So then I gotta sit up for another couple, 3 hours going, god damn it. What the fuck do I do now? Boom. Boom. And I got like 12, 13 decks. I need some new ones, really. But that's the interesting thing, how just one deck of tarot cards can bring you infinite readings. And so this many, well, that's what they say, like a deck of 52 cards, right? If we shuffle it, like I don't know what it is, some kind of numerical thing where you'll never end up with the same exact order of the deck. Something like that. Like it's impossible. There's more changes within it than all the atoms in the galaxy or in the universe or some shit like that. So with this many cards, yeah, anything's fucking possible. Yeah, I'm gonna take out one of the tarot decks because in it I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I got 15. Well, we'll take out My pretty pink deck. And that's to balance out how much evil's been placed upon me and how much darkness and how much masculine energy wants to shove me around and be like, oh yeah, okay, well do this, do that, do that. Fuck you. You're gonna have to go home to a lady sooner or later. You might want to lighten the fuck up. Ain't bossing me around or anybody else. Guarantee that. And that's why, also, for now, I don't like having my readings set up and a plan in place and who I'm talking to in specific, because I'm not in control. There's something greater that's in control, and I trust that, as each of you should. There's no competition telling anybody, oh, well, yeah, do this one. Oh, yeah, let's see it. Fuck you, you're talking to yourself. Well, yeah, let's see you do something. Huh? I don't see anybody that's sending me kind of messages like that any fucking where. I just see the energy of an asshole coming across my line that needs to turn his ass around. And if you came here, well, I'm not an asshole, and you came to my line. And so, you can go fuck yourself, okay? Love you. If you don't like it, turn it off. Walk away. Do what... Speaking of assholes. Hi, Tigger. Hi, what's up? Alright, let me get some dice here. See? So there's one in every fucking group. Everything's going fine. And then somebody's got to start trouble. Right, Tigger? Not right now. One thing, Sophia left behind, got her canine. And some of her whiskers, so if I can clone her, I'll make another one. Alright, let's see. 14 decks. Huh. Well, I guess we're going to have to do something a bit different here. You can watch me work a process. I mean, you can't see my table, but I'll show you. We can do whatever we want. That's the beauty of spirituality. So, see? There's the decks here. Stacking them up. Some tarot readers don't like to show their face, and they only show the process. And then I just push the power button. So now we're back. An interesting happened. My laptop, now we're locked out of it for a month to the day, and then I was able to get it back in it. Well, then I told my folks that I needed a laptop right before that, and then start working, but they already bought me one for Christmas. Didn't know that. So then yesterday, I'm rearranging the room and everything, and I set the old laptop up so I could back up everything off of it. And something slipped, and the screen's not attached, so it fucking slung down. And now the screen won't work. But my folks got me a laptop, and then they're like, oh, we got you a laptop, but your old one works. But then I go to back up the old one, and then I can't back it up. I mean, I can fix it or whatever, but it was just, ironic. See, showing how everything is going in accordance of switching over and changing itself. When things break, it tends to be for a purpose and a reason. And if nobody's acting upon it and fucking with us, you know what I'm saying? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I guess we'll just use some regular dice first. So 5 and 6. Okay, we got these 2 stacks. What we're going to use today. Okay. We'll set the crap out of the way. We're just hanging out together. You know, that's what this is about, right? Well, so we can do however we want to. So there's 5 decks here. And yeah, I'm just going to see how many we pull from each. Because, this is how I do my process. Don't copy me, because I have my own guide, right? And my guide tells me to do things a certain way, and your guide will tell you to do things your way. This works for me, and that's how it goes. And it's always different. But it always comes out with the information we need. So we got a die for each one. And I'm gonna see how many cards we pull from each. I can also, obviously, do any kind of readings that other people do. When you pick a card or send a message to whoever. But we're not doing that right now because I'm grounding the self for all selves. Is my process at the moment. Okay, we got 2 from this deck. Shuffle it twice. It said 2, we'll shuffle it 2 times. I'm going to take that one and that one. Okay. So one has to be in alignment or wishing for alignment with their higher self, or has to spend time with the cards to cause the reflection within or of how we choose to be guided and to guide others. Mine has always been blinded in my own light, reflected against my face. And so this is my mission of what I'm led to do as we go along. Because it's not all about me. It's not all about you. It's about all of us together. And apart. In unison. 4, huh? 1. 2. So I'm just pulling wisdom. As it pertains. Yeah. I'm taking one out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Boom. This is the boring part, but I'm trying to help others understand what all this stuff is about. Why and what the purpose of divination is. It's a reflection of your own energy or of how you're channeling. And that's why, see, prior in the old world, it was all about being scared of all that shit. Because there was only the North Star. There was no ground. The maypole had never been set. And so then everybody was, oh yeah, I'm whatever. And then half the time they're not. Until it comes up that they can use their ego to push others around and go, oh, well, my belief is this. And then everybody's separated into their groups. And that double balanced the world and fucked it all up at the same time as balanced everyone against their own ego. And apart from it. Because if they had an ego, well, then why are you with a group? And if it's with your ego, then why can't you walk your own way? Or why aren't you leading the group? Oh, but if you're leading the group, yeah, there's so many conflictions. 2 again. All right. And so then everybody got trapped in a book. separately from themselves, but all the books are one book. Every book in the world is based off of one light. And that light is and is not. It's the only balance being that there could ever be. And that's confusing. Since everybody's got it, nobody's got it. And nobody's perfect, but if he had a body, well, fuck. And he'd have to be guided by everyone else. How could he be in charge? Oh, wait, but we weren't guiding him. We were all fucking lost. So how could he find us all separately and get back to his own place? But we let him out of alignment to get here. Get to that. And one more pile. Be patient with me, because this is what we're doing today. And see, the video even split itself in half when I wanted to show you that I hit the power button. So now it's a two-part video. I don't know if I know how to bridge them together. Because, yeah, I've concentrated the least amount, even though I've gone to design school and all these things several years ago, and I'm very tech savvy. Spirit has told me to do everything as fast and as pure as possible, meaning it's all going to be out of focus. Yeah, that's that C word, and double C's, Chanel, and it's going to work, and it'll all be out of focus coming into focus. But what's focused if it wasn't always? That's, you know, it's kind of like the Doppler effect. So even though I've wanted to at times, I'm like, oh, I should like learn how to do Canva. And for the whole month of December, I had a free subscription to Skillshare. I could have just looked it up there. Or, you know, I could get a subscription to Canva and mess around with it. I've been told, no, do not do that. You'll know when the time is right. Just do it. Don't worry about all the fucking fluffy stuff. Don't make it pretty. Just be it. And if there's a truth in it, it's there. Anybody that wants it all cookie cutter, they can cookie cutter that shit themselves. But that's not my role. Once we get to there, well, all the beauty of it, in a way, has started to fade away. But that's why it had to be made in a gross representation. All net. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's see what the source has for me to share with you. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 cards. All right. Huh. Yeah, that kind of goes along with what I just said. It's 41 and 9, which adds up to 50, is the first two cards here. We have decreasing, small taming, which I'm at on the full at this moment. But describing what I was saying, small taming, you could see it as trying to make everything to go in the right order, just perfectly. Or decreasing, shrinking away. But it's neither of those. We're not shrinking away, and we're not taming small. It's all spirit. Go. And body and mind balance that shit. Just balancing itself. X. There's truth and confidence. From the source, good fortune. Not a mistake. There can be constancy. Fruitful to have a direction to go. Yeah, which, if you know the direction, well, you're probably behind the times, because then you're catching up to your own ass. But if you are the X and moving, then yeah, that's a tricky spot if you're at the atom that's at the tip of the bullet flying through the air. Creating success, dense clouds without rain come from our western altars. As we're facing to the west right now. Interesting. 41 and 9. Hiccups. All right, what we got next? That's interesting. Everybody's been calling me that lately. Ooh. You know, I'd like to look at this card. How's you with experience, probably way ahead of me. But what's experience if it's not always the more you know, the less you know, and the less you know, the more you know? So I like working through the process as much as being the process and doing it with you. And I'm learning by the moment and seeing a reflection. That's the beauty of this. It's play, it's serious, it's real, and it's negotiable. This is negotiation with oneself and with others. And even if it's by yourself, well, if the higher self is everywhere, then doing it alone is equivalent to helping balance the universe by yourself, as each of us has to, together, apart, alone. And there is no alone. We're all one. And there's not really any separation. That's just an understanding by each of us having a physical body vessel. So I'll just tell you straight out, got the King of Wands, which suddenly has came up a whole bunch of times for me. Not in my own readings, but in the readings speaking to me. And we have the Fool in reverse, we have Justice in reverse, and we have the Three of Pentacles. And yes, as our third card, this is all about this negotiation of balancing where each of us is the preacher. Each of us is the book and reading it at the same time. And if we're speaking to each other or having a conversation like in the same room or tuning into each other, then that conversation is for us and that person. Even if you didn't speak back to them, then the energy is being exchanged and it's creating an alliance and a balance between the two, which is the position I'm using today in this narrator sort of and student teacher aspect, which is of course for the Fool in reverse. Everybody, we all know what we're doing, and so do I, especially if I don't have a clue. Because if there's no other direction to go and I don't know, then the next thing that I do or come up ends up being perfectly right. And so that's one of the things about routine that breaks us down, or always running to a specific habit, unless the habit is the opposite of what we would normally ever do. Like, for instance, maybe the worst substance that we could take. Because how else are you going to get balance between two places? You always have to hit the other end. So you can't just shove that part away and pretend that you're on top of the fucking mountain. Because you gotta scale both sides at the same fucking time in order to be there. And then it's inverted. Now you're at the bottom. Now how are you gonna lift everybody up? There's one of my truths. And 5, yeah, justice in reverse. We're each serving our own justice and ultimately to ourselves. But that serving it to ourselves should be is divinely balanced. So when we're trying to harm others or trying to tell others what to do from a bossy position, then it's it's a healing process. I don't know how to put it. So it's reversing justice, and by double balancing a scale. The weird thing about the scale is how does it balance its own self against the gravity and its own mechanism? If the scale is out of balancing, how could you ever know? But then you can compare it to another scale, but then that scale is balancing its own balance out of balance, and every scale will read differently, even digital. So each of us is like that scale, which makes me think of how funny it is. My mom's house, she has a scale on top of her microwave, and of course it says Taylor. It's a Taylor scale on the top of the microwave. Divine joke, I don't know. But I want to see the Three Pentacles. There's a gentleman standing on a table, and like he's working in the church as a mason or something, and then two people come up that look like wanderers or sages, and they got a map, and they're like, "Hey, is it supposed to look like this?" Or, "Hey, we're lost. Can you get us to this place?" Right, which kind of reminds me of this place that we're occupying together. But let's see what the book tells us about this together. Three of Pentacles. Come on. Oh, here we are. A sculptor at his work on the monastery, right? So you got a mason there, doing his trade. The trade of skilled labor. Usually, however, regarding the card of nobility, aristocracy, renown, and glory. 7, right. Here I am, balancing it. On both sides, I'm an idiot. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You probably know better than I do. And 6, yeah, 6, the 6. Justice. Inverted. What justice? How could you invert justice if each has to deal with their own karma and balance accordingly with all others? And each gets what they deserve. Whether it's positive or negative, however, it's all a perspective thing. And perspective has always been the issue because of the spell on the past, of there being only a North Star but no ground pole of the maypole of how can we make it so everybody sees the same way, but they have to see every way, but they can't. They have to be blind. They have to get there by themselves, but then everybody gets his guide, and the guide tells them to fuck everybody over. And they're the one, or they're nobody, or... And that's always been the problem. I want to see what it says about King of Wands, just since that has came up so much. And somehow that's a position that I've been occupying lately. Or my readers have been occupying and reflecting upon me, that we've been balancing together, apart. The physical and emotional nature to which this card is attributed is dark, ardent, lithe, animated, impassioned, noble. Yeah, look cold. But see, yeah, I see the balance here because I'm not like that, and neither are the ones that have been pulling it. And so, see, when there's two, that's a W. The W, two V's. How each of us is two. So just how that shines, how that corner is different. He's the flag of nobility, but then in front of him, he's all like Stone Cold Fox, but then he's like irradiating. Oh, and the nobility almost seems like a demon's face in a way. The nobility is almost like two eyes and a nose and a mouth and like a demon behind him, but he's trying to lean forward into the light. But then it's this balance of two places, and that's on 3 in our reading here. He uplifts a flowering wand and wears, like his 3 corresponds in the remaining suits. There's a salamander on the ground too, and salamanders is a symbol of fire and renewal and rebirth. You cut off its tail, it grows back. You can't catch me. Oh, you can keep that tail. Oh, look, I got one. Oh, well, he's got infinite. He's going to get away. Like his 3 corresponds in the remaining suits, what is called a cap of maintenance beneath his crown. This must be for another tarot. So you got several books, but which one goes to which stack? I don't know. We'll just go with it because everything is in the right place, right time. He connects with the symbol of the lion. Yeah, he's got a lot. This one has a lion around his neck, and on his banner, oh yeah, there's 2 salamanders eating their tails. So there's a salamander down here, 2 salamanders up here eating their tails, a lion, and then another salamander here in a larger loop, and another lion. So there's 4 salamanders total, 3 on the banner, and 2 lions here. I believe, yeah, his cloak is covered in salamanders, see? And then he's got the lion around his neck here. So it's the symbol of rebirth. And his staff is a cut staff, but it's got, even though it's a staff, it's not even connected to the ground. It has green leaves coming off of it as it is dead. So it's a symbol of the power of renewal. It's the fire element within, the spiritual aspect in all things. Friendly, countryman, generally married, honest, and conscientious. Right. Okay, we got 2 more tarot cards here. 6. Oh shit, everything just flashed twice. As I saw the Queen of Cups above and below. In number 8. Oh, there it is again. Yeah, how do I do that? I don't know. I'm told not to read these 2 cards because they're double and nothing. And these 2 are a message for me. And these are 3 things we're balancing and fixing in this process of rebirth and revealing the process of rebirth to solve. Well, this one right away comes up in the story of Cain and Abel. It's interesting that Cain got with Lilith, right? And the first civilization was the city of Enoch by Enoch, Cain's son. But then there's a story that Adam and Eve had a 3rd child. And that child is all of mankind, all the people. And in this version of the story, so the sons of Cain are those with the wisdom of God. And they're the bad guys. But they're the good guys because they're the only ones that can hold up society. They end up becoming the preachers and you say the Masons and the leaders of the world. But they're the bad guys because everybody else doesn't know what the fuck's going on. They're the savages. But they needed all the savages in order to even have a town. And the sons of Seth, they came straight out of the Garden of Eden by themselves. Or who knows who they married. But that's all the common people that never woke up. Or they never found their place among the stars. And so what we're healing is this balance between the 2 of 8 above and below, and trying to balance this. Seth and resentment, and how those with the knowledge have to teach those without, and those without are the ones that teach those that have. Then we have, well, so Cain is called the Master Mahon, as the first, last, the only, the one set apart, aside, removed, the leader, the left behind, the murderer. Well, if he's the first one, how can you fucking blame him? He didn't know any better. God didn't teach us shit. Just watched. And God didn't show up and help Cain and talk to him. No, the angels fucking had to help him. And they helped him by fucking him over. So good that they couldn't even kill him. Like, what? This is a weird ass story. So we got protection. Mihan. So you got Ra in a boat with the sun disk, the Uraeus of knowledge above. But then he's protected by another snake. And then you got Apep as the divine evil snake above. But this is like before the creation of the world, in a way. Before Ra goes around and fights the battle, shit, Ra's in the temple learning from the snake. But no, he's not learning from the snake. He's just carrying it. He's damn, what's with the lights today? Bearing the brunt of it alone, surrounded by evil, and evil's the only thing that's protecting him. Strange, huh? To get us past the weighing of the heart ceremony, Amit. Devastation. How do we get past the devastation? That's the one who eats your heart if the weighing of your heart is imbalanced. But that's unbalanced as it is, because how could anyone's heart be unbalanced? The moment it's unbalanced and you die is one way to see it. But then that means everything that's alive is on its journey. I guess it's all right as it is. So nobody needs to watch this video. Everybody's already there. $29.51. I guess that's what I got for you today. Let's see if I can patch these two videos together and make one. See you later.